So today we are going to talk about one of the most amazing innovations in AI recently, that is Model Context Protocol or MCP, and this has been the talk of the town. And today we are going to discuss about how you can configure your ThoughtSpot MCP. If you have been at that point where you want to give access to live data for your LLMs, then you are at the right place because we can do that with MCP for different use cases, querying data, understanding metadata, and providing those accurate insights using natural language. We're actually moving into the era where agents need to be context aware of what is happening, and this video is going to be super exciting. But before we start, if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to this channel for more such amazing content coming ahead.
Yeah, so this is the main repository, the MCP server repository, and this is an open source thing. So you can basically find all the info regarding our MCP server here. We also have a video of the demo here, but let's get into it. So this is basically the config that you need to add to your MCP client settings. It can be Claude Desktop, Windsurf, Cursor, etc. Anything, right? So let's open Claude. So what happens is once you have added this, I've already added this config into this my MCP client of Claude. It opens this window where it asks you to log into your ThoughtSpot instance, right? So my ThoughtSpot instance right now I'll be using team2 dot. So once I've put into it, due to some browser settings, if third-party cookies blocked, it asks you to open this URL in a new tab. So you can just do this, copy this whole string. It will take the token out automatically and submit it. So yeah, authorization is successful. So let's close all this and go back. It takes some time to show the MCP server here. So let's wait for a bit. Uh, as we can see, so this is where you can add your config, you can edit your config here. Open with, yeah, this is how it looks like. This is what the config that I gave to Claude. And now let's go to new chat. I think it should be ready. Yeah, so you can see that ThoughtSpot is available as and these are the tools are basically functionalities that an MCP server exposes. We also have something called resources. Resources are basically if we want to give additional context to the LLM for it to function effectively. So I'll just select the data source that I want to test on the sample detail here. It will just provide the context of this data source to the MCP server. I had the question ready. Yeah. So I'm just asking it to compare the sales for jackets across the East and West region, and also provide me regions to help me understand why jackets sold more or less in a particular region. So let's go. So it starts off. This is a very to and fro. So it will tell you what all it does. It will first do some relevant questions. It will get the relevant questions around this. You can check the responses as well, uh, and then it will get answers for these questions. It will try to get as much data from ThoughtSpot as possible and provide a whole uh, overview of the query that you asked. So, yeah, it will take some time to get the answers for the questions uh, and it will yeah, and also we can create live boards out of these answers, out of the analysis that it has done. We will do that as well. Also once this all is done, you can ask follow-up questions. You can ask it what are the compare this to sales for other product types instead of just jackets. So yeah, it provided this. We can also ask that. I'll not ask that, it might take some time to get it. Now I'll ask it to create a. So as you can see, yeah, it got the data, and it it is basically doing a difference between west region and east region and potential reasons uh, for regional differences. So yeah, now let's say, can you create a dashboard? Yes. So it is basically, it will create a dashboard out of all the data that we have. I just did like a single query, but you can ask follow-up queries as well. You can see that it takes uh, all the questions that it had asked, and it creates a live board. So yeah. So yeah, we can see that it provides a tile as well, where all the analysis that it did come up, and yeah, these are the questions and the answers for them. Okay, so let's say that I do not like this and I want something funky. So let me ask, can you create the live board in, let's say, Star Wars theme? So it will go in and it will again call this create live board tool, and it will create a Star Wars theme dashboard. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, it's ready. Let's check it out. Yeah, so this is how it looks now. So yeah, this is basic MCP server, how you can interact with it through an MCP client. We also have support for APIs through our MCP server. So OpenAI and Cloud and Anthropic provide APIs so that you can basically call our MCP server through APIs and use it through APIs. So I'll just give an example. This is how it will look. I already have something ready. So let's say if I use this. So I just asked how I can increase my shirt sales for shirts. It needs a data source ID as well. You can provide it the data source ID. I'm just doing this to demo how this will work with OpenAI responses API. Yeah. So as you can see, increasing the sales for shirt, it provides a whole text. This is all it the list of tools that our MCP server exposes, relevant data, answer to question, and create live board. So, and this is the LLM generated content. We can provide it data source ID as well, but we did not give it, so it did not use any data as of now. But yeah. And so all the info, all of this will be found here. We have a demo as well. We have the usage in APIs. We have what tools we expose, and what all and we have an stdio support. So if you don't want to connect your LLM client to a remote MCP server, you can just provide this, your TS instance and your TS auth token, and you can we have troubleshooting as well. So yeah, uh, I think that's it for demo. I'll just I'll take the questions
Sure. So, Shika,
chat. Yeah.
thank you so much for that. We have some questions which have come in.
Yeah.
Uh, One of them is it possible to limit the Claude access to only one worksheet instead of all the data sources from ThoughtSpot? And
Yeah.
if we use the Claude desktop, how secure the open source ThoughtSpot MCP is?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, so these are actually good questions. So, with Claude, you provide the, okay, so you want this. So, whatever worksheets a particular you have, so we logged into the ThoughtSpot instance, right? And it logs in as you. It will, so because I was already logged into this team too, it did not ask me to put the username and all. But if you're logging into ThoughtSpot using the MCP server, it will log in as a user, right? Whatever data sources that user has access to, they will come up here. Uh, yeah, but it will not query every data source. It will just query the one that you select here, right? So it will not have access to every data source. It will not be querying every data source. It will, so this is just the list of data source that we are getting that a given user has access to. So for example, my user does not have access to many. These are all system worksheets, and this is the sample worksheet. So it will only have access to this particular worksheet, and it will query just this worksheet. And as for security, so the tools that we are exposing here as part of ThoughtSpot, these are basically APIs that are already exposed as part of ThoughtSpot. So if I go here, develop tab, REST playground. So these we have just created a server MCP server around these APIs. These are already exposed as part of your ThoughtSpot offering. So yeah, it is pretty secure. I hope that answers that question. And Claude with MCP again. Okay, I'll quickly show
The
it.
question is, do
So
you mind showing how to connect Claude with MCP again?
yeah,
If you can go a little
so
slow, Shikhar, that would be helpful.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so inside, so this is how you can add a MCP server to Claude.
Uh,
In developer, you have this local MCP servers,
so,
and
Shikhar, why don't you delete this and recreate it
yeah,
once
yeah,
more? Yeah.
yeah. Okay, git config. Yeah. Okay, I'll just copy paste the config that we have given here. Yeah. So I'll just name it hotspot A because my uh, auth info might already be there within hotspot. So I'll just do this and I'll close Claude. And,
So the normal users don't need to do this ThoughtSpot A. It's just for current demo sake that you've done it, right?
yeah, yeah, it is just for current demo sake.
Yeah,
You can I just am adding a new name for this
got
MCP
it. Yeah.
server. Yeah. If I open this, it should once this opens, it should ask me to input my ThoughtSpot URL. It should open a new window. Oh, I see it. It still has my MCP info. So one thing, this all this I'm doing is for demo purposes. Uh, I'm removing all the info that I have in my for my MCP auth, uh, just to
Yeah.
just to show it again.
Got it.
So we have this in our troubleshooting as well.
It's
Hmm.
just because you want to show this again, that's why you're doing all
Yes,
this.
yes, yes. I'll just restart Claude. Yeah, so it just opened. Okay, it just opened it just asked me to input my ThoughtSpot instance URL. So I'll just give my ThoughtSpot instance URL as team2.thoughtspot.cloud. Remove all of this. This is for authorizing, right? As I told you, I'm already logged into the cluster, so it did not ask me for my username and password, but it will ask for a username and password if you're not logged in. Uh, and this is basically we have written this. I have third-party cookies disabled in my browser, So that is why it is opening this. Otherwise, it will just take the flow completely and ask you to, and it will authorize. But I'll just open this token because it requires a token to make the API calls. I'll copy this token and I'll paste it here, submit it. Yeah, so authorization successful. Uh, yeah, it will take some time to come up now. Yeah, it usually takes like a minute or two to come up here. Now we can, if we see settings, developer. Oh, it says it failed. Wait, I'll delete it again and
Do you want to rename it?
yeah, hotspot. Let's name it agent. I'll also remove the MCP auth info. Now I think it should. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. I'll add team2 dot hotspot dot cloud. I'll copy the token. Yeah, authorization successful. Now it should be okay. It will take a minute, but if I go to settings, if I see developer, yeah, this is
Yeah,
running.
that's the install.
This should be okay. Yeah, so all the tools came up, and we can add the data source info as well.
Yes, and we will be making a recording of this available. You can reach out to us if you wanted a recording immediately. Otherwise, in a few weeks' time, all these sessions will go live on YouTube as well. So we have a developers channel on YouTube. You can you can check all the videos there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, that's it. If anyone has any other questions,
Yes, we have
let's check.
some more.
Yeah.
Yes, there's another question which has come in. Instead of adding from ThoughtSpot, can the cloud user add in his own standalone file, PDF, Excel, or Doc, and ask a prompt to compare against the models in ThoughtSpot?
Uh, yeah, of course. Oh, so if you are for example, right here, right? If I add like this, uh, I added this sample detail apparel. It is just so this particular file is just info about the ThoughtSpot data source. You can add another file, uh, and it will use that file as well to give you a comprehensive analysis. So, for example, if my sample detail has information uh, a sales of a particular product type, and if you are adding a PDF file which is comparing sales for products across different countries, it will use that and the ThoughtSpot data sources data to compile a report. We have all this in a we have the same example used in a LinkedIn post. I think when we were doing this, when we were posting for the MCP server offering in ThoughtSpot. So we used PDF file as well, and the model and the LLM client, the Claude, it used the PDF file and the ThoughtSpot data to create a report. I hope that answers that question. Yes.
Okay. Uh, there's one more question. How to give data source information in ChatGPT while using the MCP server? There are no resources that we can provide in ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah. So, ChatGPT has a deep research mode in which you, as of now, can provide a MCP server, but you cannot give resources. So these are called resources. When I'm add from ThoughtSpot, these are all called resources. But in ChatGPT, you cannot give them as of now. So what for now, what we have done is you can give your query whatever your query is, and then you can give like this data source ID, and then your data source ID. So uh, yeah, this is my data source ID. This is the sample detail apparel which I'm using, and you can basically just provide it like this, and then ask ChatGPT the question.
Awesome. The next question is how to use MCP server for another TS cluster, given the server is already using a TS cluster.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think I already showed this thing. Uh, you can basically delete this, rename it, and then uh, remove the auth. So this MCP auth, so this is in your desktop PC or whatever. This is where the MCP stores its auth info. And because we have already authorized into one TS instance, we need to remove that auth info before we can use it with another cluster.
So at a time, you can run only with one cluster, right?
Yeah, at a time we can run only with one cluster.
Got it. Okay, then there's another question which is coming. I'm trying to create a Streamlit or React app that integrates Claude with ThoughtSpot Analytics through the Claude MCP connector. I'm looking for a complete working example with both front-end and back-end. Are there any sample repositories or code examples that demonstrate this full integration?
Hmm. Hmm. So integrates Claude with Hotspot Analytics through Claude MCP. So are you using the APIs or how are you integrating Claude? Okay, so you're looking for an example. There are no examples as of now, but the best way I think would be using the APIs that our MCP server exposes. So this Claude MCP connector. You can get the auth token from ThoughtSpot via this in the develop tab. If you go to authentication, we have these APIs, get full access token and get custom access token. So you can use these APIs to basically get the TS auth token, and then you have your Anthropic API key, and you can use that to use the Claude MCP connector. Does that make sense?
So he's shared the code that he's written and he says that it doesn't work. Oh, the developer trial license expired.
Yeah, if developer trial license is expired, that will cause the issue because the auth token will not be valid anymore.
So Lee, you can write to support and request an extension of your trial if you want to
Yeah.
test this out. You have in-product support also, and you can reach out to them and request for an extension. They'll help you out. Okay. The next question is getting OAuth errors due to CORS as SAML, how to solve them.
Yeah. So if we when we are using this MCP server, we need to enable this CORS and SAML. We have added this in the troubleshooting as well because we were seeing this a lot. Inside security settings in the develop tab, you have to add agent.hotspot.app in CORS whitelisted domains and as well as in SAML redirect domains because for auth we need to do this SAML, and to make the calls we need to make this CORS. Although in the latest versions we have added this to the default list, so I think after 10.13 or 10.12 maybe you should be okay. You need not add these settings. It will work. You should not get these errors out of the box.
That was it for ThoughtSpot MCP. I hope this was insightful. See you in another video soon.